Hello, Army! Welcome to Gallery Jungkook. Followers of Jimin and Jungkook have started sending Taehyung hateful messages in the Weverse fan mail section. They are doing this because they know Taehyung often reads and replies there. It irritates them, especially when he interacts with accounts connected to them. It is clear to many that they are simply trying to make him feel uncomfortable. However, there are also those who want Taehyung to keep replying to messages as usual. The obsession with attacks only proves the point of those who don't want to see him happy or at peace. Within the fandom, people say the most controversial part lies with Jimin's followers. They have earned a bad reputation for such behavior, to the point where they are seen as the cause of most internal conflicts. Truthfully, neither Taehyung nor Jungkook is to blame for what happened with Jimin. Their personal lives are not connected. Jimin and Dane have been known to be together since 2018. Some Korean media even suggested that their relationship might have continued during his military service. When the agency finally decided to speak, they did so through an official press release, not on Weverse. Matters like these are not clarified on fan platforms but through official media. Moreover, Jimin was seen attending events with Namjoon. They shared moments as friends, showing that he continues to enjoy life without any visible issues. The fact that he hasn't been seen publicly with Taehyung and Jungkook doesn't mean there is anything negative between them. Each of them has their own moments and circle of friends. If he prefers to stay silent in the face of rumors, it is because he feels there is no need to add anything to the conversation. So why blame Taehyung and Jungkook for being together? They have shared moments for years. Their closeness is real, visible even in the simplest details, their looks, their smiles, the way they accompany each other. Their relationship doesn't depend on what others say or on proving anything. It is part of how they understand each other and build their bond. It is troubling to see some fans go to extremes, such as visiting Jimin's father's cafe to pressure others or show their discontent. Such behavior crosses all boundaries. It is an invasion of the family's personal life, which should never happen. In the face of all this negativity, the most important thing is to protect Taehyung and Jungkook. They deserve peace of mind and the chance to continue building their lives the way they want, without facing problems that have nothing to do with them. The best thing fans can do is to fill the fan letters section on Weverse with messages of support, love, and respect. Remind them that they are loved and that there are people who truly value what they represent together. Ultimately, all this shows that the negative reaction is not about Taehyung and Jungkook's actions, but about how some people interpreted what happened with Jimin. They are not responsible for other people's choices or lives. They simply kept sharing as usual, supporting each other in both sorrow and joy. This unity, which inspires many, should be a source of pride, not resentment. To speak of Taehyung is to speak of moments that feel real. There is no need to exaggerate them, because they already carry their own weight. Pure love appears when someone shows you that you are the most important, without needing to say it in grand words. This is exactly what many see when Taehyung and Jungkook are together, a bond expressed in simple but powerful ways. One of the most discussed memories is Jungkook's 9-hour trip to Taehyung. It wasn't part of a plan and wasn't related to work. It was a personal decision made out of the desire to be close. The journey was measured not only in kilometers but in meaning, putting everything aside for a loved one. The nickname stuck because it reflected what Taehyung meant to Jungkook, someone worth every effort. Another unforgettable moment was when Taehyung was in the spotlight and the whole venue was watching him. Instead of using the chance to talk about himself, he shifted the attention to Jungkook. He casually mentioned that it was his birthday and asked everyone to celebrate. It was an honest and loving moment, where he showed how much he values Jungkook. He could have enjoyed the moment just for himself, but he chose to share it and make Jungkook shine even brighter. Such details revealed the place Jungkook held in his life. What stood out about Taehyung was not just this gesture, but the consistency in showing how much they mean to each other. We are not talking about one event, but about a series of moments that revealed the same pattern, choosing each other above everything else. Unexpected trips, words spoken at the right time, the way they were together, all showed that they were not just friends but someone much more important in each other's lives. What made all this memorable was how naturally it happened. It wasn't forced, it wasn't unfamiliar. Everything seemed to flow naturally, Taehyung giving himself the chance to highlight Jungkook traveling across continents just to see him. They teach that love is built on simple yet meaningful acts, not promises that fade with time but actions that speak for themselves. Taehyung reminded us that love can be expressed in simple things, glances, shared laughter, whispered words in a crowd. These little fragments, when put together, create a bigger picture, a story that is authentic because it doesn't need to be hidden or justified. Every time they support each other, it reinforces the idea that it's not just about working together or living together because they are in a group, it's about a personal bond that remains strong over time. When Taehyung sincerely spoke about Jungkook, or when Jungkook decided to move from one continent to another just to meet him, they conveyed something without needing to explain. What exists between them is understood through actions, not words. For those who follow their story closely, Taehyung represents one of the most meaningful pairings in the entertainment industry. Not because it is perfect, but because it clearly shows how two people can value each other amid a life full of demands and public attention. Deep down, it is clear that Taehyung and Jungkook choose each other again and again, in long trips, in distracting words, in everyday details that many may overlook. This constancy makes their relationship unique, a story worth telling and remembering. Looking closely at Taehyung and Jungkook's bond, the first thing that stands out is the repetition of certain gestures. This is not improvisation or coincidence, what they do happens again and again, like a language only they share. This repetition is not random. When someone behaves the same way toward another person over time, it means they feel it naturally, not because they are forced. In Taehyung's case, these gestures are clear and easy to recognize. They often touch each other without fear. They try to sit next to each other as if that's their natural place. They exchange glances longer than usual. Anyone watching can see that there is no discomfort between them. On the contrary, it reflects trust, closeness, and complicity that is hard to ignore. Interestingly, this is not a one-time occurrence. It repeats in various contexts and moments of their lives. This consistency reveals something deeper, that the two of them always choose to be close to each other, even in the midst of demanding routines, travels, or public places. In the smallest details lies a greater truth. They always put each other first. There are countless examples, unexpected trips, like Jungkook's long flights just to meet Taehyung. The way Taehyung, while drawing everyone's attention, highlights Jungkook in special moments, such as reminding audiences of his birthday before thousands of people. These moments confirm that they see in each other much more than just group members. They show how much they mean to one another. Taehyung's relationship doesn't need labels or long explanations. Simply observing how they interact is enough to understand that there is a strong bond between them. They never act as if they need to convince anyone. It's reflected in how they look at each other, how they seek each other out, how they support each other in any situation. The natural way they do this shows they are not following a script or performing for the public. They are simply living it. Over the years, this bond has left its mark precisely because it repeats in so many different forms. It doesn't matter if some people want to deny what is happening before their very eyes. In reality, new evidence keeps appearing, confirming the same thing, that Taehyung and Jungkook share something beyond the ordinary. The most captivating part is that they don't need to explain it in words, their language is action. The gestures they share may seem simple to those watching from afar, but together they tell a whole story, shoulders brushing, leaning on each other without hesitation, sharing personal space unconditionally, locking eyes when no one expects it. Each moment is a thread that strengthens the fabric of their bond. These are not isolated actions, together they form a pattern that over time becomes impossible to deny.